YouTube, good day. Slick here. And today I'm going to go over the basics of how to be an above average search player. Believe it or not, I watch pro players that don't even have these simple fundamentals down. I will do an in depth search and destroy do's and don'ts in the future, but for now, get good at the fundamentals and the in depth will make a lot more sense to you. So let's get to it. Okay, first, class setups. Okay, very important. Um, I'll show you mine. Obviously, you want to tailor them to your strengths. All right, and kind of get away from your weaknesses. If you're not a sniper, then I don't recommend an overkill sniper class, obviously. But I have a couple of options in here to show you that you could copy and try to use, maybe tweak to your liking. Okay, the first one, I have a VMP overkill class. VMP, and I have quick draw on it, as you can see. And the SVG, of course, you can use whatever camo you want, with thermal. Sometimes I vary and use hardwired or uh, cold-blooded, but that's up to you in the situation. If you're going against a bunch of thermal snipers, then obviously you want cold-blooded. In pubs, I use a C4, or if I'm doing competitive, I'll switch it over to a stun or something like that. And then I use dead silence and blast suppressor. The other perk one I leave empty. You don't really need it. If you're gonna use Sixth Sense, it might give you a kill here and there, but this is one of the most solid classes I've ever used. All around. You got your VMP for short and medium range. It is effective at longer ranges in bursts. And the SVG, obviously, for gathering information and getting those quick pickoffs that help your team win. Okay, and here's another class I recommend if you're an assault rifle player. I prefer sub and sniper, but every once in a while I'll get in a predicament where, the M8 is the way to go. I do use rapid fire on it in pubs. I'll switch it over to stock or long barrel or something like that in competitive. But you got the ELO, quick draw, rapid fire on the M8 with RK5 as a backup. And if you run out of bullets or you had to get close range, MR6 is good too, but you got to have that trigger finger. It's important. Again, with the C4 or stun. And hardwired, I'll swap out for flak jacket in competitive play. But these two are always a necessity. Dead silence, blast suppressor. If you're not at level 50 yet, I'm sorry. Get there. You need them. Alright. The Kuda is also a good substitute for the VMP, especially if you're doing CWL and, if somebody bans a VMP. Go figure. It happens. And then I will use the Locus every once in a while. It's more of a trick shotting, quick scoping thing. But, okay, moving on. The next important thing, obviously, is your specialist. One thing to stay away from. You want to stay away from the active, or the shooters, like Purifier and Scythe, Hive. Both of these I never will use a Seraph. They're kind of pointless in search. You can use them if you want. The Annihilator is really good, but, gotta have that trigger finger again. War Machine, unless you're dropping 12 to 15 kills a game, you don't need those. Tempest, Sparrow, and Gravity Spikes. Alright, some of these you possibly could get with a 8, 9, 10 kills, but more often than not, I recommend Heatwave is one of the best. Both the Spectres are good if you like the Ripper or the active camo. Psychosis, that's a great one. That's one of the easiest ones to use because you can call that in without being in the middle of a gunfight. And call it in and anticipate a gunfight instead. Rejack, obviously, that's another one that's very simple to use. As soon as you're dead, rejack and you're back. But it's really easy to defeat. As soon as I see a smoke cloud, I just camp and get that follow-up kill. It's very easy. Sometimes it's good in search for a little delay move. If there's 10 seconds left and he kills you, you sit there and wait 3.5 seconds, and then you spawn back, and then he doesn't have enough time to defuse. In a 1v1 situation, of course. Kinetic armor, very nice. It's basically like being in a head glitch and running around. Glitch, of course. Bomb planner's best friend. Vision Pulse, I could do without it. I'll tell you why. It's because it tells the enemy exactly where you're calling in the Vision Pulse from. So he knows where you're at, even though, he can see you through the walls. You know to jump and run away. you know, all that. And Overdrive. Overdrive is great for getting into a position where the enemy won't expect you in search. Also, very important. Your camo, you have 10 seconds in between from when the map is chosen. I know sometimes the Treyarch, that just throws you into a match right away as soon as you hit find match. It happens and you can't adjust your camo. But if you can, I recommend always, snow maps, put on Arctic. Places like Redwood and Hunted and Evac, put on Jungle. The harder you are to see, that fraction of a second it takes the enemy to recognize that, oh, wait, that's an enemy. That gives you the extra fraction of a second to put a couple bullets in them. You win the gunfight. Very important. Taunts and gestures, not important at all. Kind of fun to use, though, when there's a good one. Okay, well, that's it for specialists, Next, we'll go on to score streaks. In search, anything higher than the first 7, and when I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lightning strike. Anything higher than that, it takes 8 kills or 800 points. That's with diffuses and, all the other ways to get points. 8 kills without dying. That's tough in search, especially when there's a good player on the other team. And if you want to win, like I do, I don't necessarily worry about dying as long as it helps towards the win or the team. Lightning Strike is great. It's awesome to use, especially in, GB, at UMG, any competitive play, because you can't use the UAV or care package. But if you're in pubs, you should pretty much stick to these 3. Care package can always give you something awesome. Always best to call in at the beginning of a round so you can't get it stolen off you or be killed because it's there. I have used it as a diversion tactic to make an enemy think I'm somewhere I'm not. Like set it off way away from where you're at and then sit there and watch it and the bomb at the same time. But, pretty much this is your winner zone right here. HCXD UAV care package. And I've been known to call in multiple of each in a 4-round game. Few and far between, obviously, but it's possible. Especially when you're getting 15 to 20 kills without dying. Alright, well, okay, some other basic fundamentals. Alright, be patient. Gather as much intel as possible. There is a time to rush, but that's after you gathered intel and have found an enemy weakness. So I never recommend rushing first round unless you know for a fact you've played with the same people over and over again. You know that they don't watch, a certain area of any map very well. Then that's fine. But, be patient, gather as much intel as possible. Pretty simple. And what I mean by intel, you have your sound. Obviously, it's one of your greatest things. If you have a headset, I currently use Turtle Beach's. Be aware of what teammates are by you. So if something is out of the ordinary, like, okay, your teammate has dead silence, like you're supposed to, like you should in search, and you hear footsteps, well, you obviously know it's not him. So be looking for an enemy. And things of that nature. You can hear wall running, which when you have dead silence, I never understood that, Treyarch, but yeah, we can work on that, I guess. Okay, the mini-map and the kill feed give you more info than just red dots. Watch which teammate's arrow disappears, after seeing an enemy in the kill feed down in the lower left, and what gun he uses, and that'll tell you around where he's at, and either what to avoid or what to set up for their rush, or if they're going to somewhere on the map where you can't get to very fast, start working your way there and avoid bad situations. You don't want to get into 2v1s, you don't want to get into 3v1s. You want to isolate one enemy, kill him, make the others try to chase you. That's fine, but get out of there and what I call stick and move. Kill a guy, move. Kill a guy, move. I don't care where you move to. Sometimes you got to go through them. Sometimes you got to go backwards. You know, whatever works for you. Um, let's see. Oh, bomb placement. Bomb placement is key. Place it where it's easily able to be seen from somewhere that you choose on the map to watch it. It's somewhere that can be checked occasionally, but where you still have an advantage over the enemies. And there's a lot of different places and different maps, and maybe I'll do another video describing where those are. Let's see. Oh, timing. You know, you can't expect good timing every game, but you can sway it into your favor by using the bomb. The bomb can be your best friend or your worst enemy when you're planning, obviously. You know, the bomb timer can be your best friend if you use your time wisely. Say there's a guy, you know, it's a 1v1, you know, just you and him. You have the bomb. Don't wait till 10 seconds left to plant. If you got a chance and you know where he's at, or you cleared the area, plant the bomb, put it in a good spot, and give yourself the upper hand. Because then he has 45 seconds to find you and defuse. I don't know what else you would ask for there. Gives yourself the best opportunity. Alright, well, now you have all the basics. And all that's left is your gun skill and how fast your brain processes this info. Watch some of my other videos to see how these fundamentals are used, and how it goes down in real time. And before you realize it, you'll be a double-digit search player. And I hope all you found this info very useful. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. And YouTube, I say good day.